Okay. The countdown is off, but as always, we're going to do our little grace period, Brandon, right? We're doing grace period?
See,
Are we doing grace period for how long this time around?
we're going to be doing it for, say, give us around 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Too much, bro.
5.
That's way too much, man. That's way too much. And I have to fix your face rig stuff, man.
Oh,
Your kitty's like super. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Not you. You don't have to fix it. I have to fix it.
what'd you do to my kitty?
I have no idea what I did to your kitty.
Oh, the show started.
Show started, but I'm not ready.
I hear voices.
You hear voices, but I'm not ready yet.
This is grace period, don't worry.
I know it's grace period, but I done fuck up, Brendan. I done fuck up.
It's okay, we can show them what happens when we get stuff together.
Oh god damn it! Now I have to go to file, right? File, add screen region, and I have to re-add your kitty, right? Now I have to go to options, layout. I have to zoom in on your freaking kitty, right?
Yes, I have my kitty.
But it's not your kitty that's the problem. I don't know what the hell happened. I just messed it up. I messed it up big time. It's
Fix
not
my
fun,
kitty.
right? I have to zoom in on you. Ah, no, wrong way. I have to bring up the bottom. That's what she said. I have to go to. You're not speaking even though your mouth is moving, by the way.
Yeah, it's just whatever happens whenever I do something with my face.
That's what she said. My face, man, my face. Oh, that's the wrong kitty. That's the wrong kitty picture. Yeah, that's the right kitty picture.
Not your wrong kitty.
So I'm gonna make it bigger now. Now you're a big pussy.
No!
There you go. Now you're a big kitty. Now I have to redo it again, color it, color correction, expand, and boom. Now you're a fucking kitty like usually. Yeah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mikey.
And I am the Lord Brandy.
That's too much. You're too loud. You're kind of breaking the barrier right there. And for some reason, like I kid you not, but kitty's so ugly. Oh yeah, HD. Turn on the HD finally. So yeah, you just saw what happens when we think we're ready and we give a grace period, but we're not really ready.
Meow.
Yeah. So we actually have a big ass topic, but before we do, I would like to mention something. My guy has a lazy eye for some reason. And Brendan has a helmet. So today, as always, Danny and Kitty is back as your hosts. We're keeping them because I like them for now.
Meow mix.
We never heard it complained. Sorry for an earlier show today because later we're going to be preoccupied with something else. So earlier show, 2 hours, 3 hours earlier. Yay. Yay. We have a big topic for inspired by a question, actually, from the last show. You know, I was thinking about, like, you know what? We can expand upon it and sort of plug in our experience into what we know about the freaking topic. So the big topic we're going to talk about today is probably in a, probably in this long series of tutorial topics. Yeah.
Tutorial.
Yeah, tutorials. Tutorials. So this time we're going to be talking about how we make our show and what there's like 17 topics. Motherfuckers.
Well, damn.
Motherfuckers, yeah. But before we start, I have a list of subtopics, like small topics that I want to talk before we begin the big one. One of them is previous show got re-uploaded. Some people were like, oh my god, oh no, what happened? Did you guys break some rule? No, it was a glitch that's really popular on YouTube right now. If you're a partner with YouTube, you have an option to monetize your videos. But I monetize some of our videos. Some of the shows got monetized. We don't get any money off of it. A few cents, like a cent in like 2 months. But again, I just like the concept of monetization. To me, it's like, you know what? At least I make something. And the problem is that YouTube has a glitch system where, unfortunately, sometimes it renders a lot of your videos first of all, it renders them as a part of a copyright, quote unquote, and it also does not allow you to monetize them. So what happened is we uploaded the show, and I'm like, you know, flop it. I'm gonna go monetize the last show because I'm like, you know, it was a good show, it was good topics, and I click monetize, and everything was fine. But when I check next time to see, you know, where we stand with the show, usually I check how much views the show get in the after it gets released. I'm like, there's a problem. What happened to all my monetized buttons? An entire first page of our videos, so it's like 30 something videos for the last 2 or 3 months, no monetization. And I'm like, we got red flagged big time. So the first thing I do, you know, I'm like, oh god damn it! I run to the bar to check the status of our channel, and guess what? We're all green. And I'm like, excuse me?
I don't understand.
I do not understand at all. What has happened? Why? So I'm like, you know what? I'm at work. I'm gonna bother with this right now. So I have, work. I like my work, so I work. And I come home like, oh yeah, there was this problem with YouTube. So I'm like, okay, let's find out what's wrong with it. It just hit me. Oh, there was a problem. So I double check, and there's a big widespread issue that sometimes you upload your latest video and that video crashes your entire YouTube account system. And I'm like, oh my god, I hate them in B Show. And I'm like, okay, let me fix that. So I'm like, well, I have a chance. I can delete every one of those videos to avoid any possible copyright, or I can figure out what's going on. So I figure out what's going on, and apparently, again, I just said the last video is the problem. And I'm like, Brandon, can you download it? Because it was the second day and I'm at work. Brandon, can you please download the Last MNB Show? And Brandon downloaded the Last MNB Show, and I'm like, I'm deleting this one. I deleted this one. Everything went back to normal. And Brandon re-uploaded it, and we're good to go. So yeah. So if you're wondering why the last show did not do so well, if you care for that, the reason is because we deleted the original MNB Show and got it like 150 views. Oh no, only 150. You're such bad directors. I'm like, fuck you. MNB Show gets on average 200 views at best. So I'm like, oh, well, that sucks. I guess whatever. Let's move on. So that was a problem with that. So if you have that problem, remember, just delete the first video, the last video you uploaded. Just delete it, you'll be back to normal. It's not an issue for Machinima, it's more an issue for MNB Show, because MNB Show is 3 hours long. I can't imagine how long it took Brandon to download that shit and to re-upload that shit. But I think it was rather fast, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I don't think it took that long. Yeah, good thing we have good internet. High five. So yeah, that's the first thing we want to cover. Yeah, you're gonna look at these guys for a little while since we're not really covering anything. We're not gonna watch any videos. We have some Destiny gameplay for you today. I know it's not original or fun, but that's the only thing I recorded. Yes, there is one more thing we would like to show, is the making of Halo 2 Master Chief Collection, the anniversary one. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it today unless it's requested. You guys already seen it though. If you want us to analyze it, we can do it live with you guys, and if not, then not. But that's for you, something to hold in your head. Please remember. I'm going to remind you again. The next thing that we'd like to talk about is patches. God damn it. We can send patches anywhere in the world. Just so you know, there's no problem with that. We can send patches to anybody, anywhere in the world, as long as we have the freaking Enders, of course. So with that being said, why is it taking so long for us to send out the patches? Once I actually get it already, I will show you how it's going to look like. But we ordered custom stamps. We have made a certificate of authenticity. We have ordered a wax seals with our logo on it. So it's custom made wax stamp seal that we're going to be putting on every single letter and every single certificate of authenticity. Also, we have the patches. I ordered actually a few more patches because I got another request for it. And the letter itself is going to be sealed with a wax seal and a little, what did I call it again? Not the string, but what did I call it?
Ribbon?
Ribbon, yeah. It's going to have a ribbon around it. So it's going to be really fancy looking thing, even though it's going to be with a normal envelope and whatnot. So, I'm taking my time, we're taking our time to make it as customizable for trigrams as possible. We have Valak working on custom stamps, like the stamps that you put on the letter. With his series as well, you're going to have some sexy anime chicks on our next stamps. We're going to also work on custom stamps for Scale and Claw. These custom stamps, we have our logo on them, so to see whether it's really worth it or not. But yeah, we really like the concept of customizing our own stuff and send you guys out, because anybody can send you a code for Xbox Live account or some money. But if we're gonna send you something physical, might as well make it an occasion for you and us, because in terms of price, that question has been asked of me. It is expensive, but it's nothing that I can't handle, and Brandon I'm like, Brandon, can you buy these stamps, because I'm swamped. And Brandon, yeah, sure, I'll buy the stamps. So Brandon bought the stamps, I brought everything else. But not to say, oh my god, you guys so expensive for us. But no, it came out to $150 for everything. So it's not too much.
Oh, but Mikey, we're not... No, oh wait, no, I'm not going to go down there.
You're looking the wrong way, by the way.
Huh?
You're looking the wrong way.
I was purposely looking to the right.
You're supposed to look to the left. There you go. Now you're looking at me. So yeah, it's expensive maybe to somebody who doesn't make money. To me, it's like less than a day worth of work, so I'll make it. And Brennan has money, so why not? So yeah, we're making really customizable. That's why it takes so long. Like we announced them on 27th. On 27th, that's where I designed the patch. On October, October 5th, they came, and right now we're actually working on sending stuff out. We got, obviously, I just said, this takes it takes a lot to send out patches to people, especially with us. I never send mail. I just send emails. I never send physical mail. Haven't sent physical mail in like 15 years. I'm that old. So yeah, that's the term of patches. There's another thing that I would like to talk about is our brand. So it's really weird and uncommon for some sort of a channel our size to talk about brands. And I'm not talking about Brandon. Don't get it confused.
My brand.
It actually was sort of Brandon's. God damn it! It was kind of Brandon's idea to push the brand. I like Brandon named it. You should have our brand. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna push it. So it was sort of team effort. Obviously, Valak is involved. Like I don't want to say that Valak is not involved. Valak is involved in everything we do. He's just not on the show to talk about it. Just because we're the face. He's the gears. So let get sink in. But yeah, we talked about pushing our brand. Obviously, we can't make money off of stuff. Stop yawning. I'm gonna smack you.
It's contagious.
Fuck you. So we can't make money off of stuff. Sure, we can go around some things and make money, but everything we gonna release for the next 2 to 3 years is everything freebies. To tell you what we consider our brand is anything with our name, our logo, our stamp on it. Trigrams Production is our brand, even though it not officially is a company, but I would like to say that we're pushing our own merchandise for free for you guys out. So patches is the first step. Brendan also ordered a really nifty things that we're gonna give out, hopefully. He's smiling. He's like, I found this. You did it. I find this. I'm better than you. Oh, he is. So we're gonna have a lot of physical stuff to give out. We also are gonna customize a McLaren figurines from Halo Reach and Halo 3. So we're gonna have figurines of our characters from Elites of War, us give outs in the future, not right now. In the future. We're only starting off with patches, so everything patches first, everything else is later. T-shirts, everything. We plan on doing everything with no charge. We don't really see us making money off of this stuff, unfortunately. Even though it would be nice, you can always donate, I suppose, but we don't have anything set up for donations because we never thought about donations. I was just like, why donate? I don't need handouts. Unless we're gonna work on a big project, in which case, I don't know. I don't know. I can't imagine what we would need to work on to actually ask for donations. But yeah, that being said, we plan on releasing a lot of things, a lot of merchandise, a lot of physical stuff that we can give you guys, because no one really does that. I mean, people say, I love our audience. Our audience is awesome. Our audience is what makes me do this stuff. Our audience, I do it for you guys. And they're right. They do it for you guys. But me and Brendan look at each other. You know what? We can spare $100, $150 every other month. Let's just make something that people will remember. Even if it's going to be only for 5 or 6 people, it's still something to remember.
Set up a Patreon or a GoFundMe.
Yeah, whatever. I don't look at that stuff.
Yeah, I can take a look.
You can take a look, but I don't think we need it. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. We're doing our own brand. So Trigram's brand. Patches is the first step. We're going to work on something else. As long as it's within our budget. Like, I cannot promise that I can go out of my way and buy 10 copies of a game to give out. I can't do that. I can't give out 5 copies. It's too expensive. It's $300 for one event. I'd much rather spend $150 and give it to multiple people happily with just simple mailing procedure and not going through all that bullshit. And it's easier for me, for Brandon, for Valak, for all of us. So we're doing our brands, including toys, shirts, and patches. Patches isn't gonna be our golden ticket thing. I love patches. Like, I cannot believe that I like patches that much. Like, the way it came out, I just like it. Fuck that. I love it. And you can wear it if you have Velcro. So that's it. That's our brand. It's sort of stupid because we're small. We don't get paid for this stuff. But I don't know, Brandon. What's your opinion?
I don't know. I'm liking the way it is so far. We've got a lot of stuff planned, and we've got a lot of stuff already out there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're pretty gravy right now.
Yeah. And it's just a hobby for us. We just, again, thank you for watching the show, and that's where you get all the free stuff. Stop yawning. I swear I will smack you.
It's just what happens when I have my glasses off.
Fuck you. Yeah. Oh, I'm yawning. All right, guys. So we have a big topic.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. And here's some Destiny for your... Oh, my God. I have to fix the air, too. God damn it. Oh. So let me pause this. Okay, media, let me pause this. Yeah, we're gonna see some Destiny. In the meantime, Brendan, could you explain what we're gonna be talking about in this show, as in the structure of it? We have 17 topics. Don't go through them, but just say like how it's gonna be structured.
Well then, structure-wise, this M&B show is going to be all about explaining how to make a show.
Which we've been doing for the past 3 years.
Yeah, we've been
Two
doing
and a
it for the
half,
past 3
3
years.
years. Let's just say that.
And some people, with varying degrees of success, have been wanting to emulate us. Thus,
Whether it's inspired by us or not. Most likely
yeah,
it's inspired by us.
okay, yeah, never mind. They probably just wanted to make their own podcasts, and we're just like...
We were first, so whatever.
Yeah. And they have theirs out, and some people are interested in wanting to find out how to, make such a thing that we have. And so we have 17 topics to talk about that will help do just that.
Yes. And how to make a show. So just to give a little background, people, those of you who haven't been with us for long, we've been doing the show since 2011, maybe halfway 2011, so 2.5 years, 3 years, so about that time. We went through a lot of different variations of what the show is and what we covered in the show, as well as the content in the background of the show and the hosts themselves and how we actually portray each other. So again, we always talk about how we always started the show. Oh my God, we're so awesome, bitchin'. But truth be told, and I'll be honest, I like saying that we started stuff like this. I mean, I think it feels good to say we started this. Brennan, what about you, man?
Oh, it definitely feels nice to say that we started something like this with just Minecraft.
But people must say, oh, there was other podcasts way before you. People were doing these podcasts so long before you. You ain't started shit, man. You ain't original. I want to say that you're wrong.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I have never seen a podcast as big as ours ever before, or lasting this long, or with that many episodes ever on any Machinima channel, quote unquote. So I'm gonna go ahead, be condescending, and say, prove me wrong, buddy. Prove me wrong. I'm winking. That's just
Wink.
so you know. Yeah. So how to make a show? That's the first topic, and it's gonna be awesome because you know what? I like to talk about this a lot more, Brendan. Yes.
Yes.
What's our first topic?
Yes. Our first topic is a legendary one.
Yeah.
Well, right now it's hosts. Compatibility or quality?
That is? It's the first thing I actually put up?
Well, the first one you said is how to make a show.
Oh. Well, no, that's a big topic.
Yeah,
so hosts, compatibility, and quality. All right. That's a question. What do you... Hosts. You can... Oh, I just burped. Oh my God, burped again. You can make a show, but you not necessarily have to be the host of it. Yes, Brennan and I, we make a show and we're hosting it. However, you don't really have to be hosting the show to make the show. You can just do what we do. Set up what's going to be going on. Write a little script of some sort, maybe with topics like we do, and just hand it over to somebody who you think is a good talker. Somebody who can engage into conversation and somebody who can do stuff with talking. Talking is important. We're going to talk about quality of talking a bit later, but talking is important. So the hosts themselves they don't have to be likable. They have to be entertaining. Again, we're going to cover that a little bit later as well, but instead of being likable hosts, for example, Brendan is a likable host. He's also an entertaining host. Me, I don't think I'm a likable host. I'm an entertaining host. I stray away from topics. I cover multiple things here and there. I really lose track of my own thoughts. I'm not a good host, but I'm an entertaining host because I make it entertaining. Winning. And it's like, if you notice, like, I would talk for like 10 minutes, and I was like, Brendan, what about you? Like, I always make it clear to when Brendan has to talk, even though I cut him off sometimes too. But that's not the point. Like, I finish my thought, and I make sure that Brendan knows I finished my thought. So I'm like, Brendan, what about you? It's very cute from Brendan to say, oh, it's time for me not to think anymore. It's time for me to say stuff. God damn it. God damn it. I swear, that's what he thinks. Like, God damn it, I have to talk now. Yeah. But yeah, hosts are important because without a host, you can't have a show. You know, if you notice all these very fancy shows on the internet and on the TVs, the show has to be the host has to know what the show is about. He has to be in sync with the show, because you can get any 2-bit actor to be your host, but if they don't dig it, if they don't understand the point of the show, they will not express it well. And that can be said for anybody, for any actor within your role, but in the show in particular, because you have to be passionate, you have to be logical, passionate, somewhat coherent, and you have to know knowledge, a basic knowledge of what you're gonna be talking about in order to host a show. Brendan, add something, motherfucker.
No, everything Mikey has said more or less makes sense. You need to be able to work with somebody if you ever want to possibly be successful at any group endeavor. Mm-hmm. And so having the best choices available is the best thing you can possibly have.
Or you can practice to make yourself a good host.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that comes with time.
Yeah, we kind of started off well right away. We got natural skills.
Well, it helps if there's chemistry between the two people.
Well, we're going to talk about number of hosts later, because you don't really necessarily need 2 people to host a show.
Yeah.
What's the next topic, Branduski?
Our next topic would be presentation and its importance.
Okay, all right. So as I just said, Brennan and I, we've been doing a show for a while. We went through a lot of different phases of the show. The show, first season of the show, the first 7 episodes or so, there were not live shows. There were pre-recorded shows. However, there were no editing involved in the show. So technically speaking, it was live, but it was pre-recorded. And I have really big gropes with that, like saying something is live when it's obviously pre-recorded, because it's edited. You can see the editing, you know, something's being cut. You know, it's not a live show if it doesn't have live action in it. So our first try the show was actually pre-recorded stuff. You know, we talked about a lot of things, but it was pre-recorded. We played, but one thing that we did do, we played the game and we did the show at the same time, which we do not do anymore. Granted, I think when we talked about, like, the first when we released the show, we actually explained why we're doing that. And the fact was that, you know what, we did not want to play an action game that would distract us, but we did not want to be bored with the show either. Because at that time, we were, I think we grown up since then. Obviously, we matured in certain aspects, and now we can sit down and talk about things without the need of doing something third. But at that time, we really could not sit still without playing a game, because that was a big deal for us at the time. We played a lot of games at that time, you know, obviously Halo and whatnot, but we played. And I think as you get older, you kind of begin to close the need of doing something with your hands, just to sit down and actually talk about topics. So our first iteration of the show was live, but pre-recorded, and we played games to distract us from the boredom. And that was a very bad presentation, truth be told. You know, you look at the show, oh yeah, they're digging for shit. They get distracted by the game. I want to listen to like, in my opinion, people did not come to look at us play Minecraft. They came to look at the show. But Brandon and I constantly talked about Minecraft. And like, oh, this game is boring. Oh, it's not boring anymore. It's really cool now. Like, I like Minecraft. And then we spent like an hour talking about Minecraft. No. Okay. Like, at some point we started opening up the show with, hey guys, look what we did in Minecraft. And the moment we hit the live ability to do the live shows, we're like, no more Minecraft. No. No. You want to add something to that?
I actually like the Minecraft era. I mean, sure, it was really quiet and really boring. But, I mean, it was the perfect way for us to work out the balances. And, heck, we could probably pull off doing it now. But, I mean, we don't need to when we have Destiny, right?
Totally. Like, we have Destiny now, so...
It doesn't help that Mikey doesn't like survival-based games.
Yeah, I don't like survival-based games, like zombie games. I think we had a show inside the, what you call it, Killing Floor once. This was about it. I was playing Killing Floor, Brennan wasn't playing. Yeah, so... And that's another thing. Sometimes you can't really have somebody playing with you at the same time because I don't have the game. Like my co-host, Brandy, did not have a game, so I had to play by myself to entertain people because I thought, oh, they don't care about the show. They come here to watch shit. And I was wrong because, you know what? At some point I realized, you know what? They don't want to watch it for the show? Forget it. Even though we're kind of disproving right now by showing Destiny gameplay. We're going to explain this in a little as well. But presentation is extremely important. In my opinion, if you're doing a show, you have to do it live and uncut. Because when you have the ability to cut something, you censor yourself. When you censor yourself, you don't portray yourself as a good host or as a host in general. When you cut yourself, when you edit yourself, when you... what you call that?
Should not cut yourself.
Not cut... No. Yeah. When you censor yourself,
Yeah.
I think it becomes a very bad representation of what a show is. And cutting, like editing the show after the fact and release it pre-recorded and pre-edited, I think that's the way to censor yourself. And in the moment you censor yourself, I think you kind of lose the entire point of having a show. Instead of talking about yourself, right? Instead of talking about how you feel, what you think, and your thinking process, you're being confined by this ability. Oh, people might not like that I said ponies are stupid. Let me cut that. And then you lose 10 minutes of talking of the show. And you might say, oh, I don't like that people said that I did not enjoy Rise of the Spartans. Let me cut that because I don't want people hating on me. Oh, and you lose another topic that you talked about originally, you know? And then you're going to, oh, I talked about this director. I much better cut it because they're going to come after me and eat my soul. Let me cut that. And you cut that. And then all you left was like, oh, I love you all. You're so nice. Can I please have some money? Oh.
Not Tesol.
Yeah, not the soul.
Why
So-
Tesol?
Tesol. So, yeah, that's... Presentation is really important. And I think uncut presentation is important. Again, we're going to cover that a bit later on as well. But presentation, especially for what you show to your viewers, you don't want them to stare at a blank screen for 15 minutes. That's the gripe I have with shows that are coming out right now. Shows that are fresh, but from directors who are respectable in the community. Yet their shows are as stale as last week's bread that was sitting on a porch for another week. And that's what I'm saying. It's really, really lame when you have one static image without any movement and you expect people to enjoy that. I don't care how much people love the content that you produce in terms of the show, but the moment you get to something entertaining like a show, you should have some movement involved in it. Even some fake hosts like me and Brennan have. Even though this is recent for us, but we never had a show with a blank screen. I don't think we ever had a show with a blank screen. We always had something in the background to entertain the visual senses.
Yeah.
And
It's
you know-
actually just sort of one of our, what would you call them? It's just one of our things we do. Even in that tribute video, it could have been easily just me thanking people with just a few texts on the screen. But I was like, no, I'm going to machinimate it.
Yeah, there you go. So it's all about how it looks as opposed to the content itself. So presentation is important. And in my opinion, there has to be some visual stimulation, visual pleasure for the people to enjoy. Next.
Our next topic would be the types of presentations in which are optimal for shows.
Say what? You lost me.
Yes. It means that how many kinds of shows can you have? It sort of blends in with the fifth topic, which is the show types: aggressive, neutral, informative, comedic, audience-oriented.
No,
interview-based
types of
reviews.
presentations and which are optimal for shows. We just talked about it, didn't we?
Yes.
Okay, but let me just round that up. So, types of presentations: still image, gameplay, host, vlog style, conference style.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A lot of people like the vlog.
Yeah. We probably would do vlogs if I had a funny helmet I can wear. Probably I'll put that on. So, what's his name?
If we had the time. I tried editing one of those things before. With all the jump cuts and stuff.
Yeah, no. It was not fun. Like, I cannot do the vlog style with jump cuts because I don't believe in it. Like, it's like, I love it. I love watching it. It's really entertaining, especially when it comes to especially when it's coming to movie reviews from Jeremy Johns. Like, I love his movie reviews. Like, his jump cuts are awesome. I do not like doing jump cuts with my content at all. Like, I just can't. I can't force myself to cut stuff. It's just way too long. So, in my opinion, I just don't do that. And I don't like that. I don't think I'll be able to do that at all. But that's one thing. Also, our type is mixed. We have hosts and we have gameplay in the back, and we have pictures in the back and stuff and whatnot sometimes. So we are very visually oriented show. Like, we like to please your eyeballs in some way, at least something that we have on hand. Like, I recorded this Destiny with plans to releasing it for the show, and I didn't record it for any other reason but that, because, you know, whatever, to let people watch how I play Destiny. I like playing Destiny when I'm recording it for something. When I don't record it for anything, I don't play it. You know, Brennan sometimes, I think Brennan recorded, like one of the shows that I really hated is when Brennan was reviewing the guys, because he did not put any effort in it at all in terms of visual. When you interviewed the staff from Machinima Union, you did not put any effort into visual stuff, and that really bugged me. But I'm like, you know what? I can't do it. I'm much rather Brennan do it the way he wants it, other than complain about it later. Like, Brennan did it.
I don't know. There wasn't really much you could do in that situation.
You could have brought some gameplay in the back. Again, just something.
That'd be distracting.
Yeah,
especially given the subject.
You're right.
We're talking about hacking. What would I even have in the background?
Yeah, you're right. Somebody hacking. But you know what? Those shows did very well anyway. So I guess I shouldn't be complaining about that. But yeah, that's one of the shows I personally did not like, but it did well, but because of the subject matter. Usually shows are entertaining the way they are. So what we have is a hybrid style of gameplay and hosts, and, you know, a little comedy thrown in here and there on purpose, and controversy here and there. But generally speaking, I would call this visual style as opposed to blank screen style or still screen style, which I do not approve of.
Still screen style?
Yeah, it's what people do right now, like a lot of them.
I see.
Yeah, like a still screen. Get it? Still screens?
Yeah.
You know, let me put my logo. People will know it's my show because they can't copy it, right? Please, people can extract audio from anywhere. Next topic, Brandon.
Our next topic is a lovely one. The creative process.
Ah, wonderful. So, how does it work in terms of creative process for the show? Now, to say that these shows take a lot of brain power would be a lie. They don't take a lot of brain power to come up with.
Don't underscore us too much now.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say next. Like, but it also doesn't just appear out of thin air. It takes a lot of things to set up the show, from topics to technical standpoint. For example, you just saw me set up the brain thing. Like, it takes what? You need a program that you know how to run. In my terms, it's XSplit. After that, you need ability to do all the coding stuff, like not coding, but to do all the stuff for the connecting your XSplit to YouTube. Sure, it's easy first, it's hard first time, but then you just copy paste it, but still time to set up. And we're talking about technical stuff right now. We got face rig. Now we had to figure out how to use face rig together, and we went through like 3 or 4 days where we just didn't know how to use it together, right? So we did that. Then we have to set it up, all the slides inside these XSplit, from the beginning to the ending to the middle. All of that takes time. It takes time to prepare. It usually takes us 30 minutes to 40 minutes to prepare all the things. I tell Brendan come up with a new thumbnail, so Brendan comes up with a new thumbnail just for the show. Our shows do not have the same thumbnail with different colors. Our thumbnails are always unique when it comes to shows, and they don't always portray what the show's topic is. However, they're always unique in their own way. So, it takes time for Brendan to actually place all the things around, and since it's done custom made with his own 2 black hands, it just takes a while for us to set that up. Then you actually have to have topics to talk about, and sometimes we don't have topics. So sometimes they come up to us in the head, but across the week I will text Brendan, listen, I had this great topic that I really want to talk about. I know I'm gonna forget it by the time I get home, so let me text Brendan the topic, and Brendan puts it on the list. For example, it took us together like 40 minutes to come up with the topics for this show, but it's not because it takes long for us to come up with them. It's just I'm working, and I'm like, oh wait, I have to talk about this. So I text Brendan. Brendan puts it on the list. In 10, I'll wait for you then, Brendan.
The other thing you just got in the laundry to do, or the mail.
Say that again?
What you're getting in the mail.
Technical difficulties.
Where is that thing?
Yeah, that's one of the things that he got for the presents.
if you look on my dresser, there's like this big planet orb thing.
Oh, he talks about the transformer now. Give us a second, guys.
It's like a dream catcher. It's supposed to absorb and dissolve negative energy.
Oh man, I want a dream
Would
catcher.
me, so I guess it doesn't work.
Have a good one.
Oh my god.
I said have a good one.
Oh god. You got a dream catcher. I want a dream catcher. And when I cracked up when he said, "Well, I guess we have bad dreams." You know, it's not working.
He said it's like it's not absorbing me, so it's not working.
And that's I'm sorry, that was funny. Where the fuck was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about the process. So yeah, I'll be working, and Brendan and I'm gonna come up with a topic, and I'm like, Brendan, do this. Maybe 20 minutes after that, I'll do exactly the same thing. Like, oh my god, I got another thing. I'm gonna we talk about in the show. I'm gonna text it to Brendan. Brendan puts it on the list, and that's how it usually works. When it comes to topics, and usually I come up with a lot of topics, and Brendan sometimes, oh yeah, I want to talk about this. Let me put that in. I'm like, I want to talk about this. Let me put that in. And, after a while, it comes up. We come up with nice topics. Sometimes we take topics from what people say, and sometimes we deviate. But all that, yeah, and that is a process behind creating all this stuff. And when you add all these little minutes together, I mean, it comes up to 2 hours to come up with a show. And sure, it's like, oh my god, you spent 2 hours on this crap? Really? What is wrong with you? I don't know. It's not 2 hours a week to talk about a show.
Yeah.
It's like total. We waste 4 hours a week, 4 to 5 hours a week to talk about the show. Yeah, I think it's a really small price to pay for entertaining the audience.
It's actually pretty interesting. We do all this, and we don't actually go into like random audio calls. We're not like one of those silly business syndicate types, or like we have to constantly have meetings or something.
Yeah, like we need to have a guest, otherwise we'll be stale. We don't have we love guests. We're gonna have a guest next show, 100%. But we don't need guests to lively up our topics. That's the big thing that's going on, and we don't need to talk about someone else all the time to lively up our own topics as well. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, but what was it, like last show? To deviate just a little bit, last show we mentioned that we would talk about viruses thingy that was released recently about digital virus, right? The true digital virus. Like, I was like, oh, nobody really wanted to talk about it. I'm fucking, yeah. Our audience is fucking smart.
Yeah, I didn't.
You know
think
what,
that
Brendan?
Too much value though.
Yeah, let's have five for the audience. 1, 2, 3. High five, audience. Good job. But there was a podcast. I'm not gonna call it a show. It's a podcast that did cover that, and we listened to it. Broad Brennan and I, somebody linked it to me. Actually, I didn't find it by myself. I'm like, oh, somebody linked it to me. Oh, okay, these guys sort of have a podcast. They talk for an hour and a half about it. Let's listen. Obviously, our name came up, and I'm like, are you guys also kind of covering the trigram's problems as well? Like, what's going on here? I'm like, guys, we haven't done anything to even be worthy to be mentioned in a bad light, and they're like, well, you did that one thing once. I'm like, I don't remember exactly what it was. And I'm like, are you talking about our prank from like a year and a half ago? Like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And I stopped responding. What's the name of the NO7 Productions, was it?
Yeah, but I mean, the way they had been putting it was, it doesn't look like they were trying to point any fingers.
Yeah, they weren't, but they went step by step.
Yeah.
They were step by step covering the show, and then Brendan's like, I wanted to do that. I'm like, Brendan, you would have spent an entire 30 minutes listening to the thing stopping. It probably would have taken an hour. You want to waste an hour on that one topic just to say something we already knew? Yeah.
Nah, man.
They did it for us. I enjoyed it. It was funny, but I still felt like too much caring going on in there. They did have good points though. Like, those guys had good points. Can't really argue with that. Good points are good points. What am I gonna say?
He's a German pointer.
Yeah. So. But back to structure. So yeah, it's gonna take you 2 hours to come up with a show. It's not a long time, but it's still time that you spend. And of course, somebody who doesn't believe in your show, doesn't understand why you're doing it, gonna say it's a waste of time. Like, you guys spend like 4 hours a week talking about this shit. Like, instead of making Machinima, yeah. What now? Like, what now? It's still entertainment. It's part of our release stuff. Whatever.
It's part of our release.
Meh.
Lils.
Meh. So, and of course, when we're talking about live shows, there's no editing to be done. That's why I love live shows. I don't need to edit this shit. It's already edited when I release it. I don't have to upload it. It's already automatically uploaded. I don't have to bother with it after it's done. All I have to do is just reply to comments and just watch it, gain, lose views, get like, whatever. Like, our shows get the most comments ever because people actually talk within it. So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Which
1,000 comments for this? Oh, yeah.
I remember comments are the things that I prioritize. So.
Yeah, Brendan loves comments. He loves interaction. I'm like, I just like doing the show. So yeah, this is pretty much what goes into making a show. Remember, if you are doing a live show, it's much easier. There's less planning. If you are doing all that, and then you have 3 hours worth of show, and you have to upload it. If you have bad internet, If you have bad internet, 3 hours is gonna take you 72 hours to upload. I know from experience. No, I'm never doing that again. And so this is what we broken up our first few shows into parts. I'm like, it just doesn't feel it doesn't feel complete. And the moment we realize, God damn it. But Ghost, your prediction about how the people who left are going to join back, well, it was I know. We did not want to talk about it. But Brandon, you know, I talked to you about it just a second ago. But Spearhead quit. But in his recent blog, there's a few things that he wrote that really caught my eye. I read again. Somebody linked it to me. I don't know why people link this stuff. I'm like really curious. Why do people link?
Need to link me to it.
I know people link me this stuff, and I'm like, well, Spearhead. So you're not leaving, right? And I shouldn't judge you like I judged you because what your friends do, right? But here you are doing exactly the same thing that your friends do because you're gonna be working with Halo follower guys. By the way, Halo follower guys are really good at their stuff. Nothing against Halo follower guys. They're going into Machinima. I don't like that. I said, if you're going to do Halo follower stuff, do Halo follower stuff. Don't do Machinima. But you know, when you want to do Machinima, do Machinima. You want to get some more views, good for you. But Spearhead is going to be working with them. So he's still making Machinima, even though he said, I'm done. He's like, and in his blogs, he said, well, just because I said I'm done doesn't mean I'm going to poof overnight. I'm going to still do, well, then you're not quitting. Quitting implies you're done. You know, it's like quitting a job. You don't quit a job and then you say, yeah, I'm going to hang out for like a month or two, you know, still work. Yeah? No. He's not quitting. He's just working on something else. And he said he's going to release little things as well. So, guess what? Spearhead is not gone. And as well, I called it. But I called it in a very nice way. I said Landa's just thinking about it right now. Landa's always back to doing little machinimas. I think he's sort of pushing away the concept of making it professional more towards the topic of it's more of a topic of a I'm just doing it for myself now. So he's back. He's gonna also make machinima. Oh my god. Oh. Well, so guess what? Next time, I'm guarantee you, people who say, oh, we're gonna do machinima, you're gonna see their name pop up in credits for editor or writer. It's still, you are still in the freaking field of machinima. You're still making it. I am sorry. We're not covering this topic again.
Their
Brendan,
success
last
rate with
word.
machinima is what brings them back anyway.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they can't handle not being able to make it and get attention for it. So
This is the last time we are covering this. Because not only every time we cover this, we say shit that happens a few weeks later. It's just pointless at this point. Pointless at this time. It's pointless at this time to cover something that everybody knows is going to happen. And it's like a big middle finger to the community, right? To what you call a community. Yeah, I'm quitting, but fuck y'all, still make machinima. Why say you're quitting? We're done, Brendan. No more. We're not covering this anymore.
Indeed. Onwards to... Oh, wow. The next one is actually pretty...
No, actual topic. I think it's number 5.
Yeah, next topic. No, we're past 5.
Oh, no. Show types. We didn't talk about that yet.
We did. We talked
Read
all
it.
about it.
Aggressive, neutral, informative, comedic, audience-oriented. One by one. So first is aggressive. Brennan and I, we consider aggressive, even though we're not aggressive.
We are... Well, we're more... we're a combination of review-based
and opinion-based.
Opinionated.
Yeah. So what you call it? We're like, again, we're considered aggressive with our show. Again, if you just listen 5 minutes back, I do sound aggressive, but it's not aggressive. It's called passion. And saying, damn, I was fucking right. So excited. Adrenaline pumping. Oh, you get adrenaline from doing the show. Yeah, I do. What now? You don't get adrenaline when you play a video game? Well, I do. Maybe you don't. You probably don't know how to play video games. Then you probably shouldn't be playing video games. Go into military if you don't have a freaking adrenaline gland. You're probably gonna die if you don't have that. But anyway, yeah, we consider aggressive, even though we're not actually aggressive. We're just really passionate. We're loud. I'm loud. Brendan is sort of not that loud, man.
I'm not that loud, but
Yeah, Brendan's not loud. I'm loud. That's what Brendan's not loud.
I can be pretty sinister if I wanted to be,
Why is your kitty like crooked?
because it's what happens when I tilt my head funny.
So yeah, that's it. What's next after aggressive?
After aggressive, we have neutral,
Neutral. Oh,
which is what we go for.
Yeah, usually we go for neutral. I think the beginning of this year's show, we were extremely neutral. We were trying to be as neutral as possible, and what that implies that you never mention names, you never mention what happened, and you rarely ever discuss it. We could not hold out without discussing stuff for long, but it is possible to be a neutral show. For example, Small Talks does a really good job at that. Sam and his company, they did a good job at just reviewing things. Like they reviewed Ruby and they talked about Machinima in general. They're really good at being neutral. Like you will never call them aggressive, even though they did discuss virus a little bit. Again, it's like apparently you can't be neutral if you discuss somebody. Hello, hold up there, yeah, lels. But yeah, so they're really neutral. They're like if you want to watch a show without any dilemmas or any emotional content, watch their show or their talks. And like, I'm still figuring out whether it's a show or a podcast. I'm leaning towards podcast. But yeah, it's like if you want to watch something and get your brain cells completely in mood swing, like without any mood swings, and just listen to something, well, listen to podcasts from Small. Well, we get your brain working, get you angry, get you sad, get you emotional, get you jittery and excited. I love that. I love making emotions come out from people. What's next? Not the topic, but in the next list.
Informative.
Like that's something what Halo follower does. His shows, like he has a show. His channel is all about shows. His shows are informative type. Whenever you listen to his show, it's known, it's opinionated to a point where he says, in my opinion is lotta.
Yeah.
Right? But he does a lot of informative stuff. He has a crew of 4 or 5 people. They all do informative stuff. His shows are informative. We're also informative, but we usually cover topics that informatively wise are very controversial. And sometimes we do cover, we covered a lot for Master Chief Collection and Halo 5 when the trailers were out and about. So we can be informative, but if we can, we also add our own opinion. So that's that little tickle over there. But if we're a little combination of what we just mentioned, next.
The next one is going to be comedic.
Comedic shows. Do we know any podcasts that are primarily comedic?
Depends. You can take Brumac's show to be pretty hilarious.
Yeah. This guy is not in Machinima community, but he is on Machinima.com. He's been there for a while too. Like he has a lot of shows. Like a lot of his content is podcast and vlog like, but what he does is really entertaining, like really comedic. Like he can talk about a serious topic. Brennan, you watch his content a lot, right?
Yeah, like he is very definitely an aggressive type show, but the way he does it just makes you laugh.
If you're listening to something opening, I want some candy.
Ooh, candy.
Yeah, I'm eating some candy. So,
a candy with an eye.
Strawberry. With a K. So yeah, like his shows are like aggressive, but they're funny aggressive. Not pointed at one person, so I suggest you actually watch some of his kind of Brumac. That's the name of the channel. Go check it out. He's awesome. Like he is comedic.
We need to advertise him along with Film.
I know. I actually removed him from our sub box.
Why?
Because I wanted to put someone else on it.
Put him back.
I will. But yeah, as far as it goes to Machinima channels, I haven't seen any comedic shows at all. Sorry. Machinima Union, you can say, they do funny things. It's not comedic though, so sorry. Next.
The next one would be audience-oriented.
That's really hard to do, because you have to have an audience that's really talkative in order to have it audience-oriented. So you have to... Who?
Every time Arbiter releases a PSA.
Well, is it audience-oriented?
Yeah, it's literally all about updating the audience on what he's been up to, how he feels, and everything else.
No, what I meant with audience oriented is when he takes what audience says and covers what they want to cover. Oh no, wait, you're right. I think audience oriented is right the way you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but again, it's not a show. It's a update. So if you want to do a show that's audience oriented, you probably have to have a big enough audience, and to have a lot of things going on with you on a weekly basis in order to justify the audience oriented thing. This week I'll be working on yada 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 yada. That's what's gonna happen. That's my plans. Yada yada. I mean, how often do your plans change in a week? You know, it's really rarely that you can make a good, decent machinima in a week. So bless you. So I don't think that's the case. Next.
The next one is interview based.
That is something that what Fireside Chats did. His show, and that was a show, was interview oriented. He did a lot of interviews. We never did an interview because I think they're useless. If somebody else already covered the interview, what's the point of interviewing somebody twice? I don't know. But those are fun if you can get fun questions. One thing that I had problems with in terms of Fireside Chats, which he doesn't do anymore. First of all, he didn't interview interesting people. A few people he did interview were interesting, correct? But his questions were never deviating. They were never tailored for the person. I never felt like the interview was personalized. I felt it was just generic questions he asked of everybody instead of asking the director questions that will be relevant to the director, something that only that director could cover. But instead, we had Machinima directors putting on their bestest faces on, the bestest opinions on, and showing it, and pretty much, I don't even know how to say it, but saying the same things over and over again. If you look at a lot of his interviews, people do not change their answers all that often. I think, yeah, community is falling apart, or yeah, community is good, it's perfect. I went a little britches there. How I think it is great how community is doing right now. Yeah, my last mission, if Arbiter 617 wasn't for him, I probably would not be that big. It's like, well, I do it for my fans. I do it for the people. Machinima really changed my life.
Why does he turn into an Irish goat?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, look at everybody else around here. Everybody here is the reason we exist, yeah. If you ever sit there, you can always just milk me and milk me.
It's like a very bad film franchise. Just milk it. But that being said, interview-wise, if you don't tailor it to the person you're interviewing it, I consider that to be a lazy-ass job when you have 4-5 questions which are the same. Sorry. At this point, you don't really care about the person. You just want to stock opinion on board. Next.
The next one is review-based.
That is something that, oh yeah, that is something that I'm pretty sure is gonna come back, especially with the flustering that's been going on between the websites and the community. I guarantee you that at some point, something like Machinima box office is gonna come back, and there's gonna be another wave of people trying to be. We are the people who drink tea and watch Machinima. And if our tea turns sour during us watching the Machinima, it means we barfed blood and your Machinima is garbage. And just so you know, we add blood when we don't like something anyway, so all your Machinima is garbage. So, what I think, that is what reviews... Like, if you review something... If you actually review something, that is where you have to have a solid list of things you need to cover in the interview, and they have to be standardized for every single Machinima. You cannot just have 4 topics, four levels. You need to cover it with like 14 levels of where you dissect every single part of the Machinima. And unfortunately, there is no person in this quote-unquote community who is able to do that effectively and fairly at this time, except Brennan and I. But Brennan and I, we don't have time to do it because we have other things to worry about. Like, a few years back, maybe 2 years back, I actually released a proper way of reviewing Machinima. Like, well, who makes you a genius? Logic. But I actually released my own version. Winning. I actually released my own version of how to review Machinima, and I had like 7 different topics, and every single one of those 7 topics had a little subtopic list, much like we do it right now, right here. We have a topic and we cover a little bit, and that's you rarely find a review based on machinima that is fair. However, if you look again, Jeremy Johns, people who review games, people who review films, people who review news or somebody's actions, like a politician's, those people are reviewers. Like their shows are based on reviews. That's where they take their opinion and plug it into a formula that allows them to express quality of something that not necessarily it can be quantified in terms of, you can't really always be impartial when you talk about a politician, right? I mean, everybody has a political view, but again, to bring up Jeremy Johns, like he does a great job reviewing films, like, because I would watch film and only then I would watch his review of it. So I always have my own opinion of the film. So I watched Non-Stop, and I think no wait, I want to be positive because I watched a few Non-Stop reviews. I watched his review of Lego Movie. That was great. I agree with him a lot.
They need to make an honest trailer to that film.
You're right, they should.
And like, Cinema Sins.
Yeah, like, and it's really hard to be a respected, prosperous reviewer in the machinima world, because people who make machinima, they don't always look at you as a proper way of they don't look at you as a proper critic. I, for example, if I look at a person and I see how they write, and I look at their content, right?
Yeah.
And I see they point out mistakes that somebody else made, but then they release a film with same mistakes. Excuse me. Like, who are you to tell this guy he did something wrong when you did something wrong 2 minutes ago? Like, who are you to review something? Who are you to judge somebody's visual effects when your visual effects is the same thing over and over again without any change? Like, who are you to review somebody's visual effects when you don't even make your own visual effects? When you ask somebody else to make it, or when you go ahead and use a plugin? Like, who are you to judge? Why should people listen to your judgments? And why should you even do this stuff? Like, who do you think you are? In my opinion, like, oh, freedom of speech. Yeah, you do, but don't be prissy when somebody says that you don't have a right to do that. Yeah. Next.
Our next magnificent, marvelous, spectacular topic has got to be... Well, we've moved on from the creative process. I think we're done with show types.
Yeah.
Okay, well... Topics. Eye-catching versus meaty.
So... This is where you can sort of call us out. Sometimes we do have eye-catching topics, and most of the time we have meaty topics. Like our shows last for like 3 hours. Sorry, we have meaty stuff to talk about. But I think eye-catching would be something like Albert 617 released a new machinima, sneak peek right here. Something eye-catching, or digital virus, the truth behind the lens flare. That's something eye-catching. But, when you say RB does fun stuff, it's not that eye-catching, right? And if you look at our titles for our shows, usually they're really bland. They're not really eye-catching, because I don't really want people coming for the eye-catch stuff. I want people to come in because I want to watch the show. Today we have a bad turnout, but I'm still going to do the show, right? Usually we have 10 people. No, we have 5 to 4. Like, oh no, it's bad. I'm like, yeah. But we're doing it at a different time than we usually do. Like, people are not around. Maybe people don't like the topics. Maybe they're not interested in doing the shows. Does that mean that we have to stop it right now and not continue? No. We're going to cover the topic. We're going to think back. Like, I like this topic. I enjoyed it. Brandon enjoyed it. Someone else enjoyed it. Win-win. We don't have to have a huge audience. Neither does anybody who does a show to have a good audience to be successful. Again, we're going to cover what it is to have a successful show a bit later. But, we still got people asking for the patches, so winning.
Tepuche.
Yeah, so what was the topic? I sidetracked a bit. Bless you. God bless you.
This was topics, eye-catching versus meaty.
Yeah. So, that's the thing. If you ask me, I would say get an eye-catching topic and talk about it for 2 minutes. And then switch right away to the meaty topic. By opinion, Brennan?
Okay. Yeah, what? Huh?
I said, get an eye-catching topic, talk about it for 2 minutes, and then switch to a meaty topic.
Very good, yes. Bring them in, and then take them home.
That sounds like something a rapist would come into my van. I have candy.
Why does this candy taste like chloroform?
I mean roofies. You know how roofies taste? Okay. That's not my first time in the van.
All right then. Restraint versus colorful language.
No, if you notice, Brennan and I, we try not to curse a lot. She occurs and I'm gonna say nigga, or fuck, or motherfucker. Brennan also curses here and there a little while, but you'll never catch us cursing too much, or a lot at all. I think we show restraint. Why? If you don't use curses, I personally think that you're an intelligent person. Even if you're stupid, but if I would compare between somebody, bless you, Brandon, just sneeze it all out. If I had to compare between a person, between a person who's smart but curses, and a person who's stupid but has manners, I would always pick the person who has manners above the person who curse. And you're like, well, you're being like biased and something like that. Like, no, it's just my opinion. I don't want to talk to somebody who can't control their f-bombs, or somebody who's racist, or somebody who can't simply say thank you. Like, I don't find talking to rude people really
Fun.
rewarding. How about you, Brendan?
Yeah, no, I mean, I really can't handle it when people have the wrong idea about how to talk to somebody else. So if there's somebody who's, say, a little bit too pushy on the show, that's just, no. They have to be dealt with and destroyed in many ways.
To give you guys an example, when somebody says, Brendan's like my bitch, nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. Only I can say that. Don't burp, I kick you. Alright, next.
I was chaotic. Okay. Then, the next one is going to be how to effectively avoid naming people while still referring to those people.
See, that's a lot of heat that we get on our show. We don't necessarily call people by names, but we explain the situation, or we explain the event, or we discuss the behavior. I think that's what people really think that we're calling them out, because we discuss their behavior. You know. I think when people get really itchy about the behavior part a lot, because we would say something like, well, when a Machinima director calls out somebody because they don't have visual effects to the point where they can, use them 24/7. I find directors like that are very misguided, or very stupid, very moronic in how they talk to other people. And obviously, I didn't say any names, did I? But I discussed a certain. I represented someone's behavior really well, and people can make connections by themselves. Like, I didn't call you out, but because people know that you does this stuff, is it my fault that they realize it's you, Brendan?
Yeah. There was a lot you just said. Paraphrase so I can understand. My brain is not working.
Okay. Let's pretend it's Brendan. You called. Let me just say that. You went out of your way to criticize somebody's voice acting for sounding bland.
Okay.
But instead of just saying, hey, you might use some work on it, you said something along the lines, well, I've been doing this stuff for the past 7 years, and I really think you shouldn't be doing this voice acting bullshit ever again. Because you just suck. And then in our show, I would say something along the lines like, well, this is a director who really thinks she's better than everybody else because, not director, the voice actor thinks he's better than anybody else because he, he's really condescending towards this one particular director. I would name the director's, this voice actor's name, right? For example, you've been talking to, I don't know, Bob the Builder, and I'm like, well, Bob the Builder recently received a message that read like this. Not saying the name, and paraphrasing what you said, right? But
right.
You make the connection that was you, right? Because you talked to Bob the Builder the last.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's what we do a lot. Like, we do a lot of that stuff. We
Okay.
paraphrase what other directors do, and we discuss the topic. We either show our displeasure or how we like it or whatever, and then they make connections. And I think a lot of these people are willing to reveal who they really are to people who might not know who they are and incriminate themselves. Like, that's how we keep the names out. But lately, we haven't been really keeping the names out. We've been just, hey, yep, we're talking about this guy now.
Yeah.
Next.
All right, then.
Unless you want to add something.
No. No, you got it.
Okay, next topic. You started off.
The next topic is goal. Show is not a machinima. So, what is the goal of our show, and
Or
you
of a
know,
show in general.
and explaining how our show is not a machinima? Well, the goal of our show has been, always will be, and well, always should be, our very own sort of, what would you say? I lost the word.
Was you?
No, not objectives. No. The point of the show is for us to say our opinions on recent events. There's obviously that. Then there's the ones where we talk about possible things that could be going on, things that have been getting a whole lot of attention, but that's only a minor part of it. I guess I have to say that the goal of this show is just for us to say our minds.
And entertainment. Most importantly, entertainment.
Well, I think the entertainment value comes from us saying our minds.
Like, if you're gonna treat your show like a machinima, you're gonna be extremely disappointed. You will never get as much a response from a show as you would from a machinima, especially when your channel is built around machinima. Now, if your channel was built around having shows or vlogs, or some sort of review or discussion type of thing, then your audience would expect that, it will like that. However, when you're building around machinima, you can't structure your show as you would structure a machinima. You have to structure your show like you would structure a show. That's probably why a lot of people don't do shows, because they can write a script from machinima, they know what's happening, but the moment they get into the live scene, they have to double check themselves, like, should I say this? How am I gonna say this? I need to think ahead. Like, a lot of people, I think, directors in general, they can talk, but when you hit them with a really hard topic, or really topic that's gonna make them take sides or create an opinion of themselves that they not necessarily want to, that's where it gets stonewalled. And that's why you don't see Arbiter having a show. He probably not interested in that. He probably doesn't have time for that. You don't see Mike WB having a show. He probably doesn't care. He doesn't have time for it, and also they protect their own images as a nice guys in the as a nice guys in the community, right? Virus doesn't want to have a show because the way he expresses himself is through the satire and machinima and so what. Lambda Machinima, what does he do? He releases videos expressing his own views on the things, right?
Yeah.
NO7 guys, they have a podcast. Sam also has a podcast, but he doesn't really cover anything community related. It's mostly what him and his two buddies do. What Sam, Darkness Kirby, and KG, like what they want to do, right? And then you have smaller shows that I haven't really watched or really covered yet. But yeah, Machinima is completely different. Like, you can't treat your show as a Machinima. You can't expect the same amount of views for it. You can't same amount of reaction to it. But one thing you should expect, at least some controversy from when you do your show. You need to expect people to disagree with your opinion. However, you need to set clear difference for yourself, like clear definition. What's an opinion and what's a troll? And that's gonna be our next topic, I think. Yeah.
Yes, our next topic would have to be live versus pre-recorded versus edited.
We covered that already.
Yeah. So serious versus goofy.
They even covered that with comedic style and whatnot, but I think we're goofy.
Yeah, we try to be.
We try to be goofy. I mean, look at the hosts, please.
Yeah.
Woof woof. Like, we're goofy. Like, we are really goofy. So we don't we don't take ourselves too seriously, even though these guys talk about me, they're serious about the community. No, we're not serious. We just cover stuff, I think that it's being serious within serious topics is important, but you have to always be goofy. If you're doing a show, especially a show like ours, goofiness is a must. If you're not goofy, you probably will not be having fun with your own show. Again, to bring up something in the past, Machinima box office took itself way too seriously. They made a lot of people unhappy. Why? Because they could not laugh at their own jokes. I mean, they could not laugh. They did not have as a collective, as a Machinima channel. Well, they did not have fun incorporated in their reviews. Like, I haven't once heard them say a joke. So, Mickey and Goofy. I guess I'm the Mickey and you're Goofy.
Oh boy!
Oh, I'm Mickey. You're Goofy.
Ooh.
That's still Mickey Mouse.
What?
Yuck! Yuck is Goofy.
Yuck.
Yeah, there you go. Yuck. That's Goofy.
Oh boy! If only someplace I could hide.
Tom and Goofy? No, not Tom. No, like Tom and Jerry. I'm Tom and he's Jerry.
Tom and
I'm Tom and Jerry. No, I'm Tom and you're Jerry. Yeah. So, yeah, I would definitely suggest to keep yourself goofy. Please do not take yourself way too seriously. Excuse me.
What about Just You Wait Hair? That one Tom and Jerry Russian cartoon series.
Oh, Wolf in the Hair?
Wolf in the Hair, yeah.
It's called
Just
Nupagati.
You Wait.
Oh,
Yeah, Yeah, go
no. This was only 13 episodes long or something, like 7 or 13. I forgot the number, and that was kind of a satire on life in Russia. But whatever. Next topic.
We watched that one in Russian class.
I love that. I love that one. Those were awesome.
Okay. The next one.
Which one did you see? Question. Well, sidetrack. Which one did you see?
I saw the one with the jet skiing.
Oh. No.
The one where like the.
Did you see one? Did you see one with 2 robots?
No, it was like an early episode where we see the hair turned into like, or not turned into, but like the wolf had imagined the hair as like a chicken dinner as it was like watering its flowers or something. I think it was like the very first episode.
Yeah, whatever. Next.
Our next episode is dealing with trolls, morons, and idiots.
My preferred way of dealing with trolls, as advice to you, please, block, forget, move on. That's my opinion. That's what you guys should do. When it comes to Brennan and me, I think we feed them a lot.
Yeah, but we feed them to keep them alive.
Yeah, they make us laugh, and I mean, second accounts from certain directors is just so blatantly obvious. I mean, how stupid must you be to use the same picture that you use for your Skype, you use for your second account? Like, do you seriously think nobody will make a connection? Like, are you gonna say word for word something that someone said 2 years ago, and you will expect me not to make a connection? You're gonna go say, "Well, prove me." Please, it's so easy to spot a second account, because people who create second accounts don't have enough imagination with their own with their persona to portray something funny and insulting at the same time. They need a second account to say something insulting or something provocative because they're afraid for their own rep. Oh, that's why I love when we show. Like, we care so little about our rep, but people who we don't care about, it's so fun to do these shows and to trolls.
Yeah.
Trolls. Yeah, trolls are probably the easiest to take care of. What was the other one?
Just morons and idiots.
Morons and idiots is a bit harder because morons and idiots are extremely self-assuring themselves that they're smarter than everybody else, and the only way to beat them is to let them win. Like, especially when you're dealing with moron idiot, when it's a combination of the two, the only way to let them win, to win yourself, is to let them win, and make sure that they win. If you don't have Skype, don't do a show, please. Like, honestly, do not do a show if you're gonna do it. If you're gonna use Xbox Live, no.
Yeah, no, that's just
That's
like a game night.
It's not even professional at all. Like, if you.
Didn't we just get done talking about how unprofessional Skype is?
Oh yeah, but that was different. That was for school. We're talking about this. Like, if you don't have Skype, don't do a show. Honestly, like, you want clear audio. Yeah, clear audio. You don't want the Xbox Live stuff. That's what experienced wannabe voice actors say. Well, I have Xbox Live. Let me voice act for you on Xbox Live. Like, what? No, you have to have a microphone. Like, I can't afford one. Well, don't voice act. I know it sounds harsh, even though it's not really
Samurai
harsh.
desunya.
Yeah.
You must
So
become a voice actor now.
oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah. Too late. Well, maybe that's why I didn't really notice your show because I probably heard it. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of crap.
Yeah, I mean, Mikey and I used to start with our show by having we recorded our separate audio.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Audacity.
Yeah,
That's
explain.
one way to do it. but-
Yeah, so we recorded our audio separately. Then we recorded audio separately while playing the game. So we had Xbox being recorded, Brendan recorded his own side, I recorded my own side, and then we combined it. That's why we never really got even thinking about hosts at that time. And the only time we did was with our partner from back in the day, M girl. I say that M girl. So yeah,
We need to
I
bring in the
honestly,
A and the L.
yeah, Mr. Get it? First last name. Yeah, listen, Solar Flare, we love you a lot, but no, especially when we do a live show. Like, don't use the horrible Xbox microphones. It's just doesn't. It's no.
MP3 Skype encoder.
No, we don't do. We tried that.
See, that stuff is complicated. Just do a live stream.
Yeah, just do a live. That's what we do. Just do a live stream. Big deal. Cost Jesus. That's what he said. Okay, next. Or was it another part to this one?
Nah.
Nah, next.
Next thing is number 14. Guests, are they a need or just an accessory?
Well, as you guys might have noticed, we don't really, what you call it? We don't really bring up guests all that often. Machinima Union guys had 3 shows. Every 3 shows they have a guest. Other shows, I'm not really sure. I don't really think they have guests. I mean, Fireside Chats was built on guests.
Yeah, that was an interview thing.
We'll build around guests. You know what I'm talking about? Brennan and I, we love guests. I mean, our biggest show was far as long, and we had 3 guests at the time.
We had Ollie, King Sangos.
Ali Sangos, and oh god damn it, wasn't Annie? No, it wasn't Annie. It was Snowy.
Snowy, yeah.
Yeah, Snowy.
She didn't talk much.
Yeah, she didn't talk much. She was a nice listener. You always want a woman who can listen. Get it? So I'm so nasty. So guests, I really think they're an accessory. You don't need a guest to have a show, unless you have a very interesting guest. And so far we had interesting guests on, because they always have something to say. I love when guests has a lot of things to say. I don't like guests who are like, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, you're right. Brennan can do that because Brennan, I think like. But when a guest thinks like you picked a very poor guest. Like I don't believe that a guest must be a carbon copy of you, just a different name and a different voice. Guest has to be able to disagree with you. And unfortunately, sometimes it's not really the fault of a guest. It's the fault of a person who invites the guest. So it's the fault of the host or the director of the show. Director, not director. You can be a director but not be in the show. You can just host it. But yeah, that's my opinion. You don't need a guest. They're always nice to bring in variation, but if you can come up with topics that you can also vary it yourself, you don't really need a guest. Next. Wait, Brandon, you want to add something?
I pretty much agree. I mean, guests are nice, but you don't really need them, especially when it comes to which kind of show style you have. Brumac, one-man army, he doesn't need a guest. He's fine.
He's more than entertained by himself.
Yeah, and for us, we've been doing a 2-man group forever now. We don't really need guests, but they are brilliant when they do show up.
Yeah, because we pick brilliant guests. Brennan, high five. Next topic.
All right. Then the next one is the benefits of having a show.
You feel better about yourself. Yeah, Brennan.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, the benefits of having a show like this is, one, it's a nice way to collect your thoughts, figure out what you think about the community, and make sure that everybody else knows that you're not a total asshole.
Or otherwise, you can always make yourself out to be like a total asshole if you really want that. Yeah. I would say that kind of adding to what Brandy said is that reason why it's good to have a show is because you have the ability to incorporate your own thoughts in a sort of somewhat structured place instead of just going to a Skype chat, saying your opinion, and then letting your third buddy from the right upload that opinion to Gyazo, and then spread that opinion around and say, oh yeah, I'm a community person. You know, it's my opinion, but it wasn't taken from me directly, so it doesn't count. Yeah. That type of bull sacks. You know, a show lets you create your own character. Like, it shows your character as a director is that I can make Machinima, I can entertain my viewers with Machinima, but it doesn't mean that I'm a mindless machine that will always say, oh, thank you so much, you're such a nice person, or ignore people who do harm to you or to somebody around you or whatever. Like, you can always bring that up on the show as long as in a sort of respectful manner. That not necessarily is true for us. But like, we love doing the show because me and Brennan, we can just go ahead, sit down, get some candy, get some juice, and like, you know what? That Spearhead guy, we gotta talk about that shit. Let's talk about it. And we talk about it. And then Spearhead comes by while saying, well, I don't really watch the show. And then he shows up. Like, the moment we start talking about it, I'm like, yeah, I realize that somebody told you to come here watch the show, but don't act like you watch the show all the time. You just here because we talked about you. Come on, man. Like seriously, what are you trying to pull here? No. I'm just doing this as an example, even though it's true. And, you know, what last comment that he said, instead of actually commenting on the show, he's like, well, you guys should really have a time slot list on the description page, so it'll be easier for people to look for topics they want to listen to. I actually thought about it. Hey, buddy, you have time to go to 3 hours of your show the night after you actually talked about it for 3 hours, and to do the timestamps manually in the description, or you can just let people watch the show and decide by themselves what they want to listen to, because the topic list is on the bottom, and if you're still listening to people talking about the same topic, you can skip like 5 minutes ahead. I'm sorry I did not make it convenient for you to find out the part where we talked about you, but I think it's around 22nd minute. Yeah, so if you're really interested, if you still haven't found out and you're watching this show right now, which I highly doubt it, we talked about you at 22nd minute in our last show, and at a minute 16 during this show, or around minute 15. Let's be that, minute 15. I hope that was helpful. But Brennan and I, we have better things to do than to go after show and do the time slots. I'm sorry, I don't pre-edit this stuff. Like, I don't edit this at all. I don't care. Sorry. We don't care about viewers, right? We don't let them pick out stuff easier. But then again, they're listening to the show right now, so I assume it's fun. You wanna say something to that? I mean, you're a nice guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, generally, I wasn't too worried about when he asked to, have timestamps. It's just like, okay, so he couldn't find out what he wanted right away. And, since, after all, we're all self-entitled Americans, after all, we really want everything to be super, super, super convenient. And so I just, I was just like, that's a natural reaction. If we think about it, we'll put the times in. If we don't, then it's not like you're gonna saw our legs off about it. So I mean,
Yeah. So, and he's like, look at this way. TV shows don't have information saying they talk about this here, right? Like, hey, you don't want to watch the entire episode of Arrow right now? We'll skip to 27th minute, where Arrow dies from a blunt head trauma. Hope you enjoyed this little description. Haha.
Just like in the background, you just hear smashing.
Oh, this just hit me. What did you think of Honor and Blood? I have no idea what that is. What is that? Are you voice acting that?
I don't think so.
I don't know what that is. Is that a Machinima?
Let me take a look. Honor and Blood Machinima. I see. So, Honor and Blood is a thrilling Halo Machinima series coming soon to Tomato Studios. It's something you commented on a week ago.
I did?
Yes, your comment was, well, I do find editing to be rather spot on, fluid, simple, but very effective. Premise so far I don't find intriguing, just from the trailer. Seems a bit generic, but crossing my fingers for fancy twists and turns. I'd also suggest adding a bit more contrast. I personally love bringing out Rich's color palette. Maybe just give slight boost to the colors, make them tad richer and more vibrant. But so far it's looking good. His
Damn,
response...
I'm so freaking good at comments.
His response is, I think you'll find the story more interesting than the trailer suggests. Thanks for your comment. I'll take the advice into account. Which is a lot better than saying, no, it's supposed to be that non-contrasting or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, damn, the gameplay is over. What am I going to do now?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Give us a second. I'm gonna bring him. I'm gonna bring in something. Where's
We
that
should have
episode
done
10?
20 minutes of...
Where's episode 10 of Elite War? Default way to waste time. Elite War episode 10.
Speaking of wasting time, how about our next topic?
Yeah, what's the next topic?
What is the appropriate length of a show and the benefits of having length?
Oh, you want to start about length since you're black?
Ah, damn. Well, all right then. For us, the appropriate length of a show is somewhere between an hour and 2 hours. That's just what I think is the optimal amount of time. Like anything longer than that, people will start drifting off. I tend to have classes at college that are 50 minutes long each, and I still drift off in them. So if we could, we'd probably do like 45-minute shows, but we can't do that because our topics take forever. So, appropriate length, hour to 2 hours. Movie length, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen the episode 1 of that show. I'm sorry, but judging by my comment, I suppose I liked the trailer. Again, it's like, do you really expect me to remember what I saw 5 minutes ago? Come on. I don't remember. You have to remind me.
Reminds me of the Cinema Sins fellow. He's like, I don't even remember what I ate last night sober.
Oh crap! I forgot our faces. There you go. Yeah. So that's what he said. What's next?
After talking about the appropriate length of a show, the benefits of length. Well, those are a few pretty obvious ones, really.
The longer it is, the more stuff you can say.
Yeah. Just longer means bigger.
More pleasure.
Yes, more pleasure. That doesn't mean you can't do all you need with just a few minutes, but...
Yeah, but we unintentionally drag this stuff out.
Yes, well, dragging it out is the way everyone likes it.
Next.
Our last topic, controversy. Is that what fuels the show or not?
Say what?
Controversy. Is this show fueled by controversy?
Is this show?
Yes.
I'm so confused. Let me check.
Is the M&B show only alive because of controversy?
Big name guests versus small name guests. You missed that one. You missed that one, Brendan.
Wait, that's...
It's 15.
Oh, okay. Well then.
How do you miss that? You're supposed to be on top of this stuff.
Because we already talked about, hosts and guests.
Fine.
I just didn't think about it. I was like, oh, we
Oh.
already did that.
Life of their show, not this. Brandon. Oh, okay. Well, that's how it works. Controversy is always good. Like, controversy is amazing. It's really useful. I think that controversy can make your show big, but it does. You don't really need it to make your show big. It can be just as big without controversy. But I'll be honest. Like, if we find controversy that's fun to talk about, we'll talk about that. I don't think there's any crime without talking about not talking about controversy at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
We cover everything, so controversy included. It just so happens that, again, lately, like, there is no controversy, and I'm like, cool.
To be fair, it's just, they did that stupid simmering down thing anyway.
Yeah, well, stupid. Like, you're not happy about that. It's okay.
Well, I really wanted them to fight it out and get it out of their systems. Now that they didn't do it,
See,
all that happened was that the main contenders just decided to step outside of the ring for a bit.
Yeah.
They didn't finish the fight. They're just gonna step out of the ring, get a fucking towel, wipe themselves off, get a drink or something. Then sit there outside the ring as the crowd cheers die down as everybody gets bored. And then eventually one of them is going to be like, I'm going to get out of this area now. He gets out, walks outside the building. They find each other in a back alley. They fight a little bit. And then all of a sudden they're like, fuck it, we're going back into the ring.
Yeah. Controversy explained by him. Well, Infinity, let me explain you through this. I disagree with what you say. I just disagree with what you're saying right here. It's just because Tomato is new, it doesn't matter new or not. What Solar Flare said, you don't need to go ahead and to defend Tomato at all. You don't have to do that. What Solar Flare said is his opinion. Who are you to tell him no? Or who are you to say, well, because of this? No, there's no because. It's his opinion, you leave it like that. You can say your opinion, but you can't just go ahead and blindly say, well, no, because he's new. Like, that's not an excuse anymore. That's not an excuse. Especially if if Tomato's not here to say it himself. Like, you're not supposed to defend him.
Oh God, why do they like, they're like, oh hey, it's Fido before they say Brass.
Right? They're so brass. Like, he's like the reddest one, right?
And he's just like, he's right there. Fido
Right.
sort of blends in and he's just like, got my gun. What
It's
does he
a
ever
she.
do with that gun?
No, he always throws it to the Spartans. Like,
He's like,
I'll be honest, Infinity. I think you're completely in the wrong here. Like, this is not the place to defend Tomato. You should go ahead and defend him on his channel, not here. Here you discuss it about it. It's discussion.
I don't think he's defending it. I think he's just explaining it.
I think it still doesn't have to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
well.
I just don't think it's right. I don't go ahead and defend just somebody just because I want to defend them.
It don't matter. We good.
Yeah. We're done?
Let's see. We have kind of run out of topics now,
Oh,
which is rare that we finish our topics before the 3-hour mark.
damn it. We did something wrong here.
Well,
I think the candies distracted me.
hour to 2 hour. That's what we just said, and we did it.
We can expand. We can expand it a bit more. There's episode 10 right there. It's not over yet.
I don't know. Feel free to, bring up any topics that you might think of, my lovely fans and everybody's lovely fans and
Well,
Mikey's lovely
let's discuss
fans.
this, Infinity. Why did you have the compulsion to say so? Solo just said something, right? Like, it's his opinion, and he didn't say anything wrong with it. He didn't say anything negative at all.
I think it's just
But why there's any compelling, like, why are you compelled to say something else? He's not Tomato. That's what I'm saying. He's not Tomato. He shouldn't be doing that.
well, maybe he's. Well, never mind.
Because I know he's friends with Tomato. That's why he's defending Tomato. But what if he wasn't friends with Tomato? Think about that.
No, I don't
Think
think
how
it's very
problems
much thing.
start. It's when you start defending your friend and somebody disagrees with that, and you keep on going and going and going, and then your so-called friendship with this director over nothing creates a huge ass problem. So isn't it smarter to just not do that? What do you think, Brandon?
I don't know. It's just internet chatter. Remember?
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to make it sound like something big. That's what she said.
She failed.
Yeah, she failed. What
She
else?
failed the
No,
bears.
we want to talk about something else. I think I have another topic here or something.
Let's see. Let's talk about how awesome the legit Twinkie is.
Is he awesome?
I don't know. Is he awesome? I mean,
I don't know.
like I said, he's kind of friendly. I mean, he mentioned, he was one of those guys who.
See, he's
mentioned-
at point taken, so I had a point after all, Brandon.
Okay, whatever. But I mean, I don't know. Legit Twinkie is one of the fellows who would asked what it takes to be a part of Trigrams.
Oh, wow. Should we talk about that?
Well, I guess now's as good a time as any.
We kind of talked about before, but let me go ahead and add that into the topic list. Like, you know what I hate? I hate the topics list don't stay like topics. Oh, I said controversial live of the show or not. That's actually what I said. right? I actually added that in by myself. I'm so smart. So what it takes? What it takes?
Dude, I just got done like organizing that thing. It was like a clusterfuck of text. I was like, okay, I'm gonna straighten this stuff out.
Shut up. So, Brennan, what was the question again?
The
I just
question
typed it. I just wanted to say it again.
what does it take to become a member of Dragonlance?
You know, it'd probably be easier if he asked me that like 3 years ago when I was alone. Now it's kind of hard since there's two other guys here working with me.
Well,
I think nothing changed though in terms of what the expectations are.
We're definitely, we probably do care about ourselves a bit more than most other people do about themselves. In terms of a business way,
group wise, we care about us as a group more than we care about someone else.
we we put more emphasis on it than we would of a random internet group. And it's not like imagine those I'm still going to say they're a bit overblown, but imagine the clan bonds you'd see on Halo and such. It's sort of like that, a bit of a fraternity type deal.
I like the fraternity a lot more than the clan.
Now, to be a part of the show, from like if it were completely up to me, I'd have to say the best way to be a part of the show is to show that you have something to contribute. I do all this voice acting and
just so you know, Brendan did run a show by himself before.
I did.
Yeah, with the interviews.
Oh yeah, Brandy Talks.
The Brandy Talks were there too. Those were fine. Those were vlogs. Those were vlogs.
Yeah, those are. But it's important to be able to contribute. Obviously, Adrian Valak Sparks, he has like fucking everything he can possibly do underneath his belt. Mikey, pro filmmaker here. Me,
man, I'm a pro.
Me, voice actor, graphics artist, that sort of deal.
That's what he calls himself. Graphics artist.
I'm a sandwich artist too. But,
and a sandwich artist.
But you have to generally fulfill some sort of thing that we can't really do. So I mean, if we had somebody who was like really fucking awesome at drawing, doing all sorts of hand drawn art, that's needed. I know that. We could always use more CGI guys to give Adrian a break.
Actually, a hand.
Yeah, well, I mean, a hand, a break, just essentially relief, assistance, having extra CGI guys. We can always use somebody who can compose music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can compose our own music. We've got software for that.
Yeah.
And, when we need to, we just grab royalty-free music from wherever we want.
Yeah.
So beyond like music, music, visuals, CGI people. I don't think
it's what he's asking.
Yeah, well, that's just step one of what they need, though.
I'm gonna go ahead and give an example. It's kind of odd because when we talk about a machinima director who started out and he's not really getting any like I like when I ever think of recruiting someone for programs or anything of the sort, I always look at somebody who made machinimas but never got it off the ground. Like they have 500 subscribers, right? They no longer make machinima, but what they did had a lot of quality to it. Like something like that, I wouldn't be opposed to going and asking. Well, we kind of could use somebody who could create content. We probably would like to have another director in our little fraternity group right here. It would be really appreciative, if somebody else could actually make content for us, because we want to grow our channel as well, yada yada yada. But I'm not gonna be afraid of somebody who has 500 subscribers who hasn't done machinima in some time. Like Valak had like 2,000 subscribers or something, right? Go ahead.
He was pretty well known. I mean, he even still is to most CGI members in the community.
That's why I'm so Google-eyed that Adrian agreed to join us, and I'm happy about that. And I don't have nothing against that. I'm just saying that. Think about it. Here's a guy who what you call it? Creepy Grim. You know what you call it? Adrian has skills that Brendan and I don't have. He has the ability to write, to create machinima. All of that he has it. He has 2,000 subscribers on his own channel, and he hasn't been doing anything for a while. And we contacted him, and I was surprised that first thing I told him was like, dude, we don't care about the views. Like, I'll be honest, we don't care about the views, but we would like to, could you help us out? Like, would you like to be a CGI guy for us? We'll pay you for whatever amount of work you'll be doing. And that's why I offered him a job, essentially. And
a job.
Yeah, and that job grew into a partnership, obviously, because I haven't paid him for anything. Right now he's working on Monster Hunter. It's his own series, right? It's not something that I made up, nothing that Brendan. It's like he has a series, he has a script, he works on it. Like because he doesn't currently have an Xbox, what Brendan and I do, we body act, we provide him with footage. Like, he's the only person who I can body act for, who I can record footage for. Only person. Nobody. I will not do it for anybody else. Like, that's how much respect I have for Balak. Because I like his work a lot. Like I told you last show, I was jealous of his work. Still am. But right now, I don't have to be jealous of his work, because now it's everybody's work here at Triangle. So it's all work for all three of us. Because not only did he join us, but to that matter, when I said, you know what, why don't we re-release Monster Hunter here on Trigram? So, and without any hesitation, he's like, go for it.
Yeah, he wasn't he wasn't that paranoid jerk who would be like, "Oh, are you gonna steal my series?"
Yeah, that's why we don't have such a hard time finding actual real people who join our crew. Because let me ask you, people who watch this stuff right now, and maybe after the show, like, are you willing to give up, quote unquote, your work and come join us? Like, which one of you is willing to go ahead and say, you know what, I'm a machinima director, but I don't mind joining this Trigrams. I don't mind being under their name and working with them. Like, how many of you actually will be willing to do that? I will guarantee that nobody in this list who has made a machinima or 2 or 3 or 4 and has at least 200 subscribers will ever do that. Why? And that's not to offend anybody or viewers or anybody in the community, but machinima directors are self-absorbed assholes. If even when we did our reach out initiative, I love that name, by the way. Like, we had to offer people, a reward to post stuff on the channel. It's like, okay, we're gonna pay you for it. We're gonna get your name out there. We're gonna sort of help you to grow a little bit with our limited resources, and we're gonna give you a little bit something as a thank you, because you did put work on it and you did release it on our channel first. So here you go. But how many of you would be willing to give up everything you did on your channel and come here, join on our channel, let us upload stuff from your old channel and call it Trigram stuff? Like how many? Like say, I will. Like, I guarantee you, none of you will. 100%. None of you, right, Brandon?
Right.
You want to say add to that?
I don't know. There are a few people I think would be pretty cool to work with, but like you said, I don't really think very many of them would be willing to go under the same, give up their own flag
to join another flag.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen. Yeah. And that's why we only have 3 people right now.
Yeah. Like, Adrian, he was a pretty cool guy all around. And, of course, he was just like, gonna join up with them? Okay.
What's he gonna lose?
Yeah.
Instead, well, let's see what he gained. Like, what he lost? Nothing. His channel is still there. Like, we did not require them to delete his video, delete his channel. As a matter of fact, first thing I told him, dude, when we're gonna release episode 13, first, we're gonna air it on your channel. Like, it's gonna be like this. That's the way we worked it out. We're gonna have a live show with the premiere of the machinima. That's gonna be for the length of the machinima. We're gonna have pre-show, the machinima, so the episode itself, and the post show. So we're gonna have a show at the end. We're gonna stop it. I'm gonna private it, and we're gonna release the actual episode on his channel for a week. And after it does its run on his channel for a week, we're gonna go ahead and release it on Trigrams.
Sort of like the Japan releases.
Let me tell you something. He did not request this. It was what I said we will do. And if I wouldn't say that we will do, he probably wouldn't care either. That's you gotta understand. That's how much synergy there is going on. It's like, that's how little he cares about views and how much more he cares about his work. And even in little way that Brennan and I are capable of doing it, we're allowing him to do this work because we're providing him with this and that. It's not saying that he relies on us in some freaky way, but I'm just saying that us bringing him back allowed him to reignite the passion for making series that he loved making. And of course, after we do with Monster Hunter, we're gonna have something else, and we're gonna also work together. And he had absolutely no objections to any of that. And finding somebody like Valak again, especially with skills of CGI, you think if I'm gonna go to the Loud Ninja, the guy who does CGI for everybody, and tell him, dude, you want to come and work with us? You want to be up? He's gonna say no. You kidding? He works for so many other directors, helping them out. He's not gonna agree to this. If we're gonna go to Puta and say, yo, Puta, you wanna the guy who does CGI for Virus, you wanna come and work with us? You know, wanna work with us on a project? You wanna be part of our team, like actual part? He's gonna say no. He works with Virus. You know, he likes his own stuff. He has his own stuff to worry about. Like none, right? Like
No, I'm just looking at the video, and I'm just thinking, there's no fucking way Mikey did credit coordinates on that stuff.
What?
There's no fucking,
shut up.
There's no way. I saw so many uneven panels and shit. Ah!
Shut up. So yeah, that's the case that's going on. In order to create a group, you have to find people who don't care about views and who don't necessarily think that their brand name is what's most important. Okay, it's kind of ironic since we just talking about brand name earlier in the show. But again, bringing Valak as an example, he's still his work. Like, that's what I love. It's still his work, and you can see it's still his work. Just because it's released on our channel doesn't make us steal his work, as we've been called. Like, oh, they guys stealing work now. It's person who makes stuff with us, and finding somebody like that is close to impossible, especially with CGI skills. No, close to impossible, and that's why we grow extremely slowly in terms of crew. You know, I think two more people for a crew will be delightful.
2 more people. A group of 5?
Yeah, it will be delightful. And at that point, you can sort of kind of realize, 5 people is a lot.
Well, there is that 5-man band thing, you know. There's always got to be a couple.
Yeah,
You know,
but
there's-
you know what I'm talking about. Like, I think 5 people would be the perfect amount. We'll be dealing with 3 fine. But 5 people, especially 2 more guys who are good, one at making music, another one at drawing storyboards. You know, because for CGI you need storyboards, especially if it's a series. You need storyboards. You can't just wing it.
Music and art would be fabulous.
Yeah, it's that would be something. At that point, we're gonna have almost every single person. Well, VFX guy wouldn't hurt either. Like, you know, there's pure VFX, not CGI, but VFX guy wouldn't hurt.
The master of After Effects.
Yeah, something of that sort. But again, try finding somebody who actually wants to work with you and not just, oh, pay me $10, I'll do it for you. You know, and yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And obviously, you have to be easygoing. I mean, if you're way too serious inside the machinima, I'm like, fling.
Yeah. Like, all right. So essentially, what we're focusing on: audio, visual, and narrative.
Oh my god, that sounds like something we always focus on.
Yeah.
We're awesome.
I think those are just the 3 basic parts of a story. Of a movie, that is. You got to have a story. You have to have visuals and audio. Audios. You got to have audios.
What else? You guys have anything you wanna ask us about?
Well, yeah. I think it's open mic now.
High five. I think this is the closest we did to doing it in unison too. We always like, I'm doing first, and then like.
Let's see.
Yeah, just wait. In the meantime, I think there was something else we could cover, can't we?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, our next patch.
It's patches.
Yeah, well, releases and patches. How about that? Let's talk about that again. Let me edit it in.
Oh dear. Oh.
What do you mean?
Dear.
Why are you oh dearing?
I'm just saying, oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. 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 Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I like Uder, but I like
Odor. By the way, if you have watched Brandon's thank you video, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you watched Monster Hunter trailer, it was even more awesome.
And if you're the one who disliked either one of those, you're a dick.
Oh, you want to talk about dislikes, don't you?
Huh.
You want to talk about dislikes a little bit?
Dislikes?
Yeah, no?
Well,
Or you want to do that thing you wanted to do?
well, I'd probably just I'd like to just make the video for the comedy reason.
Mm-hmm.
After all, it's literally just going to be a bit of satire.
Oh, can you imagine somebody asked about Scale and Claw just as I said something about Scale and Claw?
Scale and claw.
Okay, Far Cry 4, I never bought any of other Far Cries, but I know they're great games, so I'm sure Far Cry 4 is going to be awesome. Am I going to get it? Probably not Far Cry.
Why
Cry
not
4.
Far Cry? Is it racism, I hear?
No, it's not racist.
Dear God, you're just so racist. You don't like Far Cry. Or you have something
No.
against European white people who come to
India? I mean, Thailand? Mountains.
Thailand?
Anyway, there is a difference between... Yes, there is a difference between publishing work and stealing work. However, when you talk about somebody who's... somebody who is like... digital virus. Or somebody who's self-absorbed. They don't really care about the...
That was subtle.
Yeah, it was. Like, they don't really care about that. I mean, they're going to call it out the way they quote-unquote see it. It's like, oh, he didn't make this work. He just pasted it on his channel. Like, he's stealing this work, man. Like, he's stealing our director's work, man. That's really like, yeah, I'm stealing somebody's work while someone else is just taking somebody else's script and publishing a work under that name. And I'm stealing work? Okay. Okay. When's the next Scale and Claw? Probably next week. Yeah, Scale and Claw probably gonna be coming out next week.
Yeah, because Mikey's been working he's been bringing his A game on it ever since we got a little caught up with body acting.
Yeah, like ever since I'm like, oh, body acting is slow in Halo 4, Scale and Claw. And I started working on Scale and Claw a lot.
It's like a strange OCD.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, join us on Twitter. I do updates on Twitter a lot. You can find our Twitter on our channel page. It's right there and by the banner. Under the banner, we have Facebook and Twitter. We usually don't update Facebook that much because everything we do on Twitter goes on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Automatically, yeah. So yeah, Scale and Claw's coming out probably next week. Maybe next weekend. Maybe earlier next week. Maybe even at the end of this week, because you know, it takes time to do all this stuff, and we've been working on it for 2 weeks. Yeah, so we worked on it for 2 weeks, filming wise, and I did a lot of work with it. It's up to like 20, 22 minutes, 25 minutes. It's probably gonna be 35 minutes long. It's gonna be the longest Scale and Claw yet. Wow, lots of walking, lots of nice scenery. I like this episode. It's really serene, but very, yes, Annie, exactly. That's what it is. I call that stealing because you don't have permission to do that, and you still do it. I think that's stealing. It's more than me taking a director, putting them in our fake group, him becoming owner of the channel, and him letting us upload his stuff, because yeah, like that's different. I would never take somebody else's script and and just blatantly release something under its name. I think that's called stealing, and I wish that was prosecuted by law. Maybe, right, Brendan? What would you want to say something?
I don't know anything about the thing, but like who made the parody? I guess we shouldn't.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious who.
No, yeah.
Yeah. See, we don't always say names.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if there's nothing else, we can sort of. Yep.
Yeah, I think we'd be good.
We're gonna wait. How long? It's 1:58. We can wait 10 more minutes, right? Maybe a bit less. Let's wait. Let's wait 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Maybe. It's kind of quiet.
Yes, kinda quiet.
Look at my wolfie. Episode 10 was awesome. Yeah, I think episode 10 was awesome. I miss Elites of War. We need to bring back Elites of War. After.
Space Maroon.
After Space Maroon.
Space Maroon!
Oh, Space Maroon. It's gotta be a nickname for Space Marine, isn't it?
Space Maroon.
What do you guys think about Halo the Master Chief Collection? We're getting it.
It's probably not going to be anything special, but
It's not going to be anything special, but we are getting it. Mostly because I'm curious about those elite armors that they brought in. I'm really curious about that. Obviously, I'm gonna make something with it at some point. I don't think you can expect anything with it like a day after it's released, like everybody else. Like, oh look, Destiny, let me try and make Machinima. Oh, there's a little, what you call it, gun marker. What you call it? God damn it. What you call it? A gun reticle. This is reticle. People don't care. It's Destiny. But no, we're gonna take our time with Master Chief Collection. We're gonna implement it into our series in some way. We're not gonna release anything specifically because of Master Chief Collection. No way, no how. But we're gonna be using it for Machinima. It's gonna be the next Halo until Halo 5, right? Halo 5 releases next fall.
The month right after the Master Chief Collection.
Halo 5 releases or Halo 5 beta?
Halo 5.
I think
Actually,
it's next year, 2015.
we have it ordered on Amazon, right?
You have it ordered on Amazon. I didn't pre-order it yet. I'm waiting for different collection editions.
Different collection editions.
Collectors, shut up.
Yeah. Well, hiccups.
Hiccups.
Wait. Amazon. Okay, hold on. Amazon. I'll go to my orders. View open orders. Yes, sign in. Okay, so guaranteed delivery for Master Chief Collection will be November 11th.
Halo 5.
Halo 5 Guardians will be December 31st.
It means it's not gonna be out this year, Brandon. It means it doesn't have a release date yet. 2015. It's fall of 2015, man.
December 31st, 2015 by 8. So
Told you.
essentially it comes out on Christmas then, right?
No, it comes out next year during fall. That's what they said.
Actually during fall. Oh, that's a long way.
Because
Alright.
I told you it's gonna have. So it's gonna be a year between those. So yeah, we're gonna do it. Am I think it's gonna be revolutionary for Machinima? No, it's the same 4 games we used for Machinima since 2001.
Yeah,
2003.
and plus we sort of thought Halo 4 would be revolutionary.
Yeah, and remember, 60 FPS doesn't go on YouTube. YouTube is still at 30 frames per second, so it doesn't matter how many frames you have it in the game. You're still gonna upload it with 30 frames per second. YouTube's gonna convert it into 30 FPS. Like everything we release, I rendered in 60 FPS because I like the smoothness of it, and it does improve quality a little bit when you upload it to YouTube, but it's not seen. So that's the case. Which is your favorite of these elite armors? Of the 3 elite, I haven't seen them all in detail. I just know there's new elite armors. That's how little I care about the elite armors, but how much I base that we're gonna do something with them. Like, I don't know which one looks good. I think they all look kind of cool. Did you see the armors? I don't think you saw them either.
I don't know, it doesn't look like there's going to be a large variety. Remember, Halo, like, they didn't even have armor customization until Halo 3.
Only colors.
Yeah, in Halo 3, the Halo armor that you did get was, essentially just a few things on your chest, some very small shoulder guards, and the only noticeable thing being the helmet.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good statement. I approve. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be all that revolutionary and great. Like, it's gonna be cool to play it on Xbox One. You're smiling. I like smiling. Did somebody tell you you're gonna eat something delicious?
No, I'm hiccuping, and so my face is just like...
So God damn it. So yeah, we're not gonna say that Master Chief Collection is gonna be anything, but we're gonna play it on Xbox One. That's gonna be cool. We're also gonna stream it both on YouTube and on Twitch. We haven't really twitched in a while. Last one was the disappearance of Ethan Carter.
Who?
Yeah, it was a great game. You should really buy it. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter.
Ah,
On Steam.
I remember that one.
It's a great game. It's really freaky. And there's some really good puzzles there too. But you know what? Honestly, like, we covered what we wanted to cover. I don't know what's our next show gonna be. Remember, we still have that. Hey Mike, the other one. Which one? There's only one Mike. There's another Mike? Oh, Viren, I guess that's Mike. Well, I didn't know that. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
I guess we kind of, I don't know. Our next MLB show probably gonna be, we're gonna figure it out. In the meantime, I actually would like to show the trailer for the Master Chief Collection media file. Have you seen it, Brandon?
Nope.
No. Wow. So, where is it? There you go. So, you guys enjoy it. Watch it as the
In a
ending.
few hours, one of the most eagerly awaited video games finally goes on sale. It is a huge moment for the manufacturer.
It's called the Master Chief Collection Remaking the Legend Halo 2 Anniversary announcement trailer.
Remember, the build-up to Halo 2 was unlike anything I had ever experienced before.
It definitely became the hallmark of the original Xbox.
Immediately went home to my twin brother, said, all right, we got to pool our money and get an Xbox.
It was the golden age of gaming online.
Had some talks with Dan Ayub at Microsoft. He threw out the idea of doing a Halo 2 anniversary, to which I was like, yeah, awesome, that'd be fun.
That was really the way to start our journey on Xbox One.
When we finally see our work go out in the real world, it's so gratifying.
Having Halo 2 remastered reminds people about how seminal a game Halo 2 really was.
Hiccups.
Dude, you're ruining people watching the trailer, you know that, right? With your hiccups. Every other second, hiccup. Yeah, so that was a trailer for the Master Chief 2 collection place thingy.
The Master Chef.
Master Chef. Yeah, they pretty much showed the release of original Halo 2 and the little shouting in the back. It's ugly people over there. Yeah, there you go. I guess we can end it at this nice little note.
Yes.
Apparently Mike WE was here. Oh.
Possibly.
Oh. Yeah, his cameo in the X button that we did in episode 10. When he gets humped by your character.
Oh.
Halo Nightfall. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm actually having high hopes because I know the people who's making it. As in, I know people like who are responsible for it, and they're a talented group of people. I think they're the same guys who made all the stuff for the other little shorts. Remember, there were like ODST shorts that they made. So if they're gonna keep the same style, the gritty, down to earth style, I think it's gonna be really good. Well, anyway, so yeah, we're gonna end it. We're gonna end the show.
Sounds like a rather good note.
Yeah, it was a good note. I love this show. It was a good show. We did a good job, man. Good job. Damn it, Brandon. Can you hold your breath for like 30 seconds? And now say goodbye. Goodbye. Bye, people. Thanks for watching. Peace out. It was Mikey.
And Brandy.
The evil cat. Danny and the kitty say bye too. Bye, kitty. Bye, people.